All right, let's get into it. Today we're talking about something that's really changing how we think about our food and the land it comes from, organic farming. And this isn't just some passing trend. It's a huge shift happening all over the world, and India is right at the center of it. So let's dig in.
But before we get into all the facts and figures, I want to start with this one big idea. Think about it. We usually see farming as, taking from the earth. But what if it could be the other way around? What if growing our food could actually make the land healthier? That's the powerful question at the heart of everything we're talking about today.
Okay, so what do we actually mean when we say organic farming? It's a word we see everywhere, on every label, but what's really behind it? Let's break it down.
So here's the key thing to understand. Organic farming isn't just about what you don't do, like not using synthetic chemicals. It's really about what you do. It's a proactive approach. You're actively building a healthy, living ecosystem in the soil using smart techniques like crop rotation, composting, and even using good bugs to fight the bad ones. The real goal here isn't just to grow a crop, but to grow a healthy, resilient piece of earth.
So why all the fuss about changing things now? Well, it's because the way we've been farming for the last few decades, while it's been super productive, has come with some pretty serious hidden costs.
I mean, the Green Revolution was an absolute game changer, no doubt. It helped feed billions of people. But that incredible productivity came with a price tag. The constant use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides has started a kind of silent crisis. Our soil is getting worn out, it's getting contaminated, and we're even losing the amazing variety of crops that we used to have. So if modern agriculture has created some of these problems, could organic farming be the solution? Well, the people who are for it say the benefits go way beyond just the environment. They say it can affect our health, our economy, and even our local communities.
And when you look at the benefits, it really is a whole package. I mean, yes, it's about protecting the environment and giving us healthier food, but it's also a system that actively rebuilds the soil, which makes our farmland stronger for the future. And here's something really interesting. On the economic side, because it uses local, cheaper inputs and can be more hands-on, it can actually create more jobs and really empower smaller farmers.
This quote right here, it really nails it. It's not just a list of rules or techniques. Organic farming is a whole way of thinking, and it's all centered on one simple, powerful idea: keeping the soil healthy. Because really, if the soil is healthy and alive, everything else just falls into place.
Okay, so that's the philosophy. But what does it look like in the real world? Well, let's shift our focus to India, which has one of the biggest agricultural economies on the planet, and see what its organic journey looks like.
In a way, India's farming story has really come full circle. For decades after the Green Revolution, the focus was all on chemicals. But now, you're seeing this incredible shift where more and more farmers are going back to their roots, back to the traditional organic ways that worked for centuries.
And get this, we are not talking about a small fringe movement. This is massive. By 2018, India had more organic farmers than any other country in the entire world. Over 1 million farmers. Just let that number sink in for a second.
But here's where the story gets really interesting. It's a bit of a paradox. While India is #1 in the world for the number of organic farmers, it's only number 10 when you look at the total amount of land being farmed organically. So what does that tell us? It tells us the movement is incredibly wide, but maybe not as deep yet.
But wow, the momentum is definitely there. I mean, look at this timeline. You can see things speeding up. In 2016, you have Sikkim becoming the country's first fully organic state, which is amazing. Then, just 2 years later, the whole country hits #1 for organic producers. This thing is growing, and it's growing fast. And it's not just happening from the ground up. This movement is getting a real boost from the top, too. Government programs are actually stepping in to give farmers financial help to make that switch to organic, which can be tough. It's a pretty clear sign that this is being taken seriously.
So you've got this incredible movement of people, you've got growing support from the government. So where does organic farming in India go from here? What's the next big challenge?
This chart really brings us right back to that central puzzle we were talking about. You've got this huge, world-leading number of organic farmers on one hand, but on the other, the amount of land they're farming tells a much smaller story. It's a real contrast.
What this really boils down to is that India has the people power for a full-blown organic revolution. The farmers are there, the will is there, the knowledge is there. The next big frontier is figuring out how to turn all that human energy into transforming the land itself on a much, much bigger scale. And that leaves us with this final, really powerful question. It's pretty clear the desire for this change is there. The farmers are on board.
So the real puzzle for the future isn't about if this will continue, it's about how. How do you take all this incredible grassroots energy and turn it into a massive nationwide change? How does a nation actually scale a revolution?